Imagine if you had $1 trillion right now, $1 million, $1 billion, $1 trillion. What would you do with that money? Buy a yacht, buy a jet, buy a really big house. But what if I told you there is a way you can get all of that money and more just by sitting at your computer? You probably think I'm some kind of wizard, but it's actually not that complicated. It's actually just cryptocurrency. Let me explain. I know this might be confusing to a lot of people, so let's start with the basics. What is cryptocurrency? How does it work? And how can I get my hands on some of that sweet, sweet digital money? First things first, let's define what cryptocurrency even is. Basically, it's like online money. It's digital cash that you can use to buy stuff, but it's not controlled by any government or bank. It's decentralized, which means no one has control over it. It's also not physical, which means you can't hold it in your hand. It's just a bunch of numbers on your computer screen. So if you lose your wallet with all those shiny bitcoins inside, well, tough luck. There's no getting them back. But how does it work? Well, imagine a big spreadsheet, like the kind you used to make in school, except this one is public, meaning anyone can see it. It keeps track of who has how much money. Whenever someone makes a transaction, say, buys a coffee with crypto, the details are written down on the next line of the spreadsheet. Then the spreadsheet is copied to everyone's computer, so everyone has a record of the transaction. And that's basically how crypto works. Transactions are verified by lots of different computers and then they are grouped together and recorded on a thing called a blockchain. I won't get into what a blockchain is, but it's basically like a big digital ledger that keeps track of all the transactions. But why would you want to use crypto? What's in it for you? Well, for starters, it's decentralized, which means no one can take your money from you. It's also anonymous, which means you don't have to give the government or any other authority your personal information when you make a transaction. It's also fast and cheap. Transactions are confirmed almost instantly and there are no fees involved. And finally, it's global. You can use crypto anywhere in the world without worrying about exchange rates or getting scammed. Now I know what you're thinking. If it's so great, why isn't everyone using it? Well, for one thing, it's still relatively new. Only around 3% of the world's population uses cryptocurrency regularly. Another problem is that it's highly volatile, meaning its value can change a lot in a short period of time. This makes it hard to use for everyday purchases since you never know how much it'll be worth when you buy it. It also doesn't help that it's kind of complicated. I mean, just think about all the stuff I had to explain in this video. It's not exactly easy to understand, at least not at first. Imagine you have 100 in your pocket and you go to the grocery store to buy some snacks. You give the cashier $100 and get some chips and candy. Simple, right? Well, what if I told you there's a different way of doing this same exact thing? Instead of using the dollar, you use something else, some other form of money. You pull out your phone, find something that says Bitcoin, click it a few times and bam, you just paid for your snacks. What the heck just happened? How can you pay with your phone? Are you even real? Welcome to TechNexus, the channel that takes you from tech confused to tech savvy in under 60 seconds. Today we're going to be talking about what cryptocurrency is and how you can use it. Let's dive in. First things first, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is basically just digital money. Just like how you use the dollar or the euro or yen when you're traveling in Japan, crypto is just another form of money. The reason why it's called cryptocurrency is because the money is stored using cryptography, which is just a fancy word for secret codes. These secret codes are stored on a digital ledger, which is basically just a big old list of all the transactions that have ever occurred. Once a transaction is added to the ledger, it cannot be removed or altered. And that, my friends, is what makes crypto so special. It's nearly impossible to counterfeit. But how does this work exactly? Well, let me tell you about this cool thing called the blockchain. The blockchain is essentially a public record of all the transactions that have ever taken place. It's sort of like a Google Sheet that everyone has access to. Whenever someone wants to make a transaction, they broadcast it to the entire network. The entire network then verifies that the transaction is legitimate and adds it to the blockchain. This process is what we call mining. Mining is the process of verifying transactions and adding them to the blockchain. Miners are people who do this, and they're usually rewarded with some crypto for their services. But why do we need the blockchain? Why can't we just trust people to keep track of all the transactions? Well, the blockchain prevents people from cheating the system. For example, let's say you and I both have $100 of crypto. If I wanted to double my money to 200, I could just lie and tell you that I sent you $100. But since all the transactions are public and viewable on the blockchain, I would be caught in my lie. In order for me to double my money, I would have to convince everyone on the network that it's okay to give me $100. And that's not very likely to happen. Now that you understand the basics of crypto, let's talk about how you can use it. As I mentioned earlier, crypto can be used to buy things just like the dollar or the euro. In fact, more and more businesses are starting to accept crypto as payment. Some of them include Whole Foods, Starbucks, and even Tesla. In addition, crypto can also be used to invest. Many people believe that crypto is the future of money, so they invest in it to make a profit. Finally, crypto can also be used to trade. Crypto trading is very popular right now, and there are many different ways to do it. In conclusion, cryptocurrency is just another form of money that uses secret codes to prevent counterfeiting. It's still early days for crypto, but it has the potential to change the world. That's all for today, folks. If you learned something new, please hit the like button. And if you're still confused, don't worry. Check back next week for more tech tips. See ya!